Good morning. In our last class, we have completed till the phylum Mollusca, and now I am going to start with the phylum Echinodermata. All echinoderms are marine animals. The adults are radially symmetrical, but the larval forms are bilaterally symmetrical. This is a peculiar character which I have seen in the phylum Echinodermata. That is, in the rest of the phylums, the animals of that particular phylum say either bilaterally symmetrical or radially symmetrical. But in the animals of phylum Echinodermata, we can see both the bilateral and radially symmetrical in larval and adult stages respectively. These animals have a mesodermal endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles and hence the name Echinodermata. That means what? Spiny skin. What is the meaning of Echinodermata? Spiny skin. The animals have a mesodermal endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles. It has an endoskeleton. That endoskeleton is a mesodermal origin and it is made up of calcareous ossicles like a spines. Hence the phylum named as what? Echinodermata. They are exclusively marine with organ system level of organization. The most distinctive feature of echinoderm is the presence of the water vascular system or ambulacral system underlying it with 2 feet or podia which help in locomotion. Okay children, locomotion, capture and transport of food and respiration. So the exclusive unique character which is present in the animals of Echinodermata is water vascular system or ambulacral system. And this water vascular system or ambulacral system consists of 2 feet or podia. This 2 feet or podia help for the locomotion and capture of food, transport of food and respiration. And above digestive system in echinoderms is complete with the mouth on ventral side and anus on the dorsal side. Excretory organs are absent children. The nervous system and sensory organs are poorly developed and about circulatory system is open type without heart and blood vessels. Then sexes are separate, reproduction is sexual and fertilization is external. Development is indirect with the free swimming bilaterally symmetrical larval forms. Some echinoderms exhibit autotomy with remarkable power of regeneration. Okay, what is mean by autotomy? See, the animals when it is captured by the predators, it immediately cut its arm and escape from the predators, and the cut part is immediately getting regeneration, and this is called what? Autotomy, and a remarkable power of regeneration. Autotomy means cut off arms from to escape from the predators, and remarkable power of regeneration is the cut organs are developed immediately. Then examples: Asterias, Echinus, Antedon, Cucumeria and Ophiura. Next we are going to see a phylum Hemichordata. Actually children, this phylum Hemichordata earlier is treated as subphylum of Chordata. They are now regarded to be an independent phylum of invertebrates close to Echinodermata. The animals of this group possess the characters of invertebrates as well as chordates. This phylum consists of a small group of worm-like soft marine animals, mostly tuberculous and commonly called as the acronworms or tongueworms. Okay, the animals of this phylum are commonly called what? Acronworms and tongueworms. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploplastic and coelomate animals with organ system level of organization. These all you understood, I hope. Their body is cylindrical and is divided into 3 regions: the anterior proboscis, a short collar and a long trunk. Most hemichordates are ciliary feeders. Their circulatory system is simple and open or lacunate type with a dorsal heart. Respiration is through a paired gill slits opening into the pharynx. Okay. What about excretion? Excretion is by a single proboscis gland or glomerulus situated in the proboscis. Then nervous system is a primitive type. Sexes are separate and exhibit sexual mode of reproduction. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect with a free swimming Tornaria larva. Indirect means we should understand that there is a larval form. The larval form of Phylum Hemichordata is Tornaria. So hope all the concept of this phylum you have understood, because nothing is special. What is a type of respiration, circulation, excretion, that's all. Nothing is special. Bilateral, symmetrical, triploplastic, same. Okay, so now we are going to see example of this phylum: Balanoglossus, Saccoglossus, Trichotira flava, Indian hemichordate, found in Kurusadai Island in Tamil Nadu. And next one is phylum Chordata. Chordata is the largest phylum with the most familiar group of animals such as fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals, and less known forms such as lancelet, that is Amphioxus, and tunicates, Ascidian. So that all the familiar animals are placed under the phylum Chordata, children. All chordate possess three fundamental distinct features at some stages of their life cycle. What are the three fundamental distinct features which we have seen in the animals of phylum Chordata or consider as 2 mark question? One is presence of elongated rod-like notochord, and the second one is a dorsal, hollow or tubular fluid-filled nerve cord, and presence of pharyngeal gill slits or clefts. These are the three fundamental features which we have seen in all the animals of Chordata. Let's see one by one. Presence of elongated rod-like notochord below the nerve cord and above the alimentary canal. So where the notochords are present, which are placed below the nerve cord and above the alimentary canal. It serves as a primitive internal skeleton, and it may persist throughout life in lancelet and lampreys. In adult vertebrates, it may be partially or incompletely replaced by backbone or vertebral column. So when we take about notochord, the notochord is present throughout the life as in animals like lancelet and lampreys. But in adult vertebrates, this notochord is partially or wholly replaced as what? Backbone or vertebral column. Next, see about a dorsal hollow tubular fluid filled nerve cord, which is lie above the notochord and below the dorsal body wall. It serves to integrate and coordinate the body function. In higher chordates, the anterior end of the nerve cord gets enlarged to form a brain, and posterior part becomes spinal cord protected inside the vertebral column. Okay, dorsal tubular nerve cord. This nerve cord which function as coordination of body functions in the animals. In higher animals such as vertebrates, this anterior region of the nerve cord enlarged to form the brain, and posterior end becomes the spinal cord. The spinal cord is placed inside the vertebral column. Next one is a presence of pharyngeal gill slits or clefts in all chordates at some stage of their life cycle. It is a series of gill slits or clefts that perforate the wall of pharynx and appears during the development of every chordate. So like other things like notochord, nerve cord, pharyngeal gill slits also present in all chordates during the development of every chordate. Okay, in aquatic forms, pharyngeal gill slits are vascular, lamellar, and form the gills for respiration. But in case of aquatic animals, the gill slits are persist throughout the life and is vascular, that is supplied with blood capillaries, lamellar, that is tube-like, and form a gills for respiration. In terrestrial chordate, traces of non-functional gill slits appear during embryonic developmental stage and disappear later. But when we speak about terrestrial animals, the gill slits appear only during the embryonic development, but later when the development of adult stage, it disappears. Besides the above said feature, chordates are bilaterally symmetrical. Triploplastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. They possess post-anal tail, closed circulatory system with a ventral myogenic heart except in Amphioxus. Okay, let's see about subphylum Urochordata or Tunicata. Before that, please see the difference between chordates and non-chordates. Chordates, notochord is present, but in non-chordate absence of notochord. Dorsal hollow and single nerve cord is present. Here double ventral solid nerve cord is present. Pharynx perforated by gill slits in chordates. Gills or slits are absent in non-chordates. Heart is ventrally placed. Here cord is dorsal or laterally placed or absent. Post-anal tail present. Here post-anal tail absent. Alimentary canal placed ventral to the nerve cord. Here alimentary canal is placed dorsal to the nerve cord. See children, this is a difference between chordates and non-chordates. And you will have a 3-mark question for sometimes or even a 5-mark question. Okay. So let's enter into the subphylum Urochordata. You know children, phylum Chordata is subdivided into 3 subphylums: Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. First we see the phylum Urochordata, and another thing, the phylum Urochordata and Cephalochordata together called as Prochordata, right? Okay, Urochordata or Tunicata. They are exclusively marine and are commonly called sea squids. Mostly sessile, some pelagic or free swimming, exist as solitary and colonial forms. Body is unsegmented and covered by a test or tunic. Adult forms are sac-like. Coelom is absent. Okay, here coelom is Urochordata. Coelom is absent, but has an atrial cavity surrounding the pharynx. The notochord is present only in the tail region. That's what a tail region of the larval stage. Hence it named as what? Urochordata. Uro means what? Tail. That is, the notochord is present only in the tail region. That's what this phylum named as Urochordata. Alimentary canal is complete and circulatory system open type. Heart is ventral and tubular. Respiration is through gill slits and clefts. Then dorsal tubular nerve cord is present only in the larval stage, and a single dorsal ganglion is present in the adult. During the larval stage, nerve cord is present as a tubular structure, but in the adult stage it becomes as a single ganglion. Mostly hermaphrodites, you know very well, hermaphrodite means both male and female sex organs present in the same animal. That is called what? Hermaphrodite. Development is indirect and includes a free swimming tadpole larva. Then with chordate characters. Retrogressive metamorphosis also seen here. Metamorphosis, you know very well, the development passes through various stages of larval forms. That is called what? Metamorphosis. Example for this phylum Urochordata, Ascidia, Salpa and Doliolum. Next subphylum Cephalochordata. Cephalochordata are marine forms found in shallow waters leading a burrowing mode of life. And they are small fish-like coelomate forms with chordate characters such as notochord, dorsal tubular nerve cord and pharyngeal gill slits throughout their life. Okay, so it is like a fish and coelomate, but subphylum Urochordata, they are coelom is absent in that subphylum, but here coelom is present. Fish-like, okay. And they are small fish-like coelomate form with a chordate character. What are the chordate character? Notochord, dorsal tubular nerve cord and pharyngeal gill slits throughout their life, not a part of life. Circulatory system, closed type of circulatory system. Is seen without heart. So there is no heart in the phylum of Cephalochordata. Excretion is by protonephridia. And sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect and includes a free swimming larval forms, right? And example for this Branchiostoma, Amphioxus or land slit. Next subphylum. Next we are going to see subphylum Vertebrata, or also called as higher chordate, and they possess notochord during the embryonic developmental stage, and the notochord is replaced by cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. Hence all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. That is mean what? See, only vertebrate has vertebral column. Vertebrata is coming under the phylum Chordata. But in all the chordata such as Urochordata and Cephalochordata, they are not possessing the vertebral column. Only vertebrates possess the vertebral column. That's why all the chordates are not vertebrates, but all the vertebrates are chordates. Okay, so during embryonic stage, then it is present in the form of nerve cord, and later stage of development it developed as what? Notochord. Vertebrate possess a paired appendages such as forelimbs and hind limbs. Skin is covered by productive skeleton comprising of scales, feathers, hairs, claws, nails, etc. About respiration, aerobic respiration through the gills, skin, buccopharyngeal cavity and lungs. Then vertebrates have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3 or 4 chambers and kidneys for excretion and osmoregulation. Then subphylum Vertebrata is divided into 2 divisions, that is Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Agnatha includes jawless fish like aquatic vertebrates without paired appendages. Notochord persists in adult. Gnathostomata includes jawed vertebrates with paired appendages. Okay, already I said Agnatha means what? Animals without jaws is called Agnatha. Gnathostomata, animals which possess jaws in it. So Gnathostomata includes 2 superclasses. One is fishes, another one is tetrapods. Under fishes, the subclass is fishes, and under the tetrapod, amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammalia are present. The superclass fishes include all fishes which are essentially aquatic form with paired fins for swimming and gills for respiration. Fishes include cartilaginous fishes. Cartilaginous fishes means what? The endoskeleton is made up of cartilage, and bony fishes, the endoskeleton is made up of what? Bones. That is called osteichthyes. Class Cyclostoma. Then all members of Cyclostomata are primitive, phyclothermic, jawless and aquatic vertebrates and are ectoparasites. On some fishes, body is slender and eel-like, bearing 6 to 15 pair of gill slits for respiration. Mouth is circular. That is, since it don't have any jaws in its mouth, the mouth become circular and without jaws and suctorial. Heart 2 chambered, and circulation is closed type. No paired appendages, and cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. So the fishes are the animals of class Cyclostoma have endoskeleton. The endoskeleton is made up of what? Cartilaginous. And cyclostomes are marine but migrate to freshwater for swarming. For what is mean by spawning? It is for reproduction. It is called what? Anadromous migration. That is movement or migration of fishes from marine to freshwater is called anadromous. After spawning, that is after reproduction, within a few days they die. The larval form, that is ammoset, after metamorphosis returns to the ocean. And example for this Petromyzon, lamprey and myxine, commonly called as hagfish. Then class Chondrichthyes, they are marine fishes with cartilaginous endoskeleton. Notochord is persistent throughout the life. Skin is tough, covered by a dermal placoid scales, and the caudal fins is heterocercal, that is asymmetrical both externally internally. That is called what? Heterocercal. And mouth is located ventrally and teeth are modified placoid scales. Okay, mouth is located in the ventrally and mouth possesses teeth. The teeth are modified placoid scale which are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful and are predaceous animal. respiration by lamelliform gills without operculum. What is mean by lamelliform gills? See, in osteichthyes fishes, the gills are present in the pharynx. Here also the gills are present in the pharyngeal region only. Here in contrichthyes, the gill slides are not covered by operculum, and it is called what? Lamelliform gills. But in the class of osteichthyes, the gills are covered with a covering called operculum. So here excretory organs are mesonephric kidneys, heart two-chambered, cartilaginous fishes are ureotelic. What is mean by ureotelic? They excrete urea. Hence it is called as what? Ureotelic. In the urine, excrete urea in the urine. They are called as what? Ureotelic, and store urea in the blood to maintain osmotic concentration of body fluid. They are pykilothermic. You know very well what is mean by pykilothermic and homeothermic. Pykilothermic means what? The animals change the body temperature according to the environmental condition. That is called what? Pykilothermics. And viviparous. Viviparous means what? It lay young ones. It give birth to young ones. That is called viviparous. Sexes are separate. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers to aid in internal fertilization. Examples: Scoliodon, that is shark, Trichon stingray, and Pristis sawfish. These are the example for class contrichthyes. Next we are going to see a class osteichthyes. Osteichthyes, it includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton and spindle-shaped body. Skin is covered by canoid, cycloid or ctenoid scales. Respiration is by 4 pairs of filamentous gills and is covered by an operculum on either side. Air bladder, as I said, respiration is taken place by gills. How many gills are there? 4 pairs of gills are there, and the gills are covered by operculum. Then air bladder is present with or without a connection to the gut. What for this air bladder? This air bladder is give a buoyancy to the animal. What is buoyancy? To float without swimming, float in the water. Since the fish is living in the water, it will float in the water without swimming. For that it need a air bladder. So air bladder is present without a connection to the gut. It helps in gaseous exchange, that is in lungfishes, and for maintaining buoyancy in most of the ray fin fishes. Okay, so what is the function of air bladder? Help in the gaseous exchange. Example, lungfishes. And second function, maintaining buoyancy in most of the ray fin fishes. Okay, next, they have ventrally placed two-chambered heart. These also mostly fishes, whether cyclostomes or contrichthyes or osteichthyes, all they possess two-chambered heart. Excretory organs are mesonephric kidney and ammonotelic. What is mean by ammonotelic? If the animal excrete ammonia in its urine is called ammonotelic. Presence of well-developed lateral line sense organs. Sexes are separate. External fertilization is seen, and most forms are oviparous. Example, Exocetus, that is flying fish, Hippocampus, seahorse, Labiorogu, Cutla, Echini, suckerfish, Pterophyllum, angelfish. So these are the example for the few example for this class osteichthyes. Next we are going to see tetrapod. Under tetrapod, class amphibia. You know, amphi means what? Two. That is live in water as well as on the land, and those animals are called amphibians, and the animals coming under the class amphibia. Amphibians are the first vertebrate and tetrapods to live both in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. They are pykilothermic. You know very well pykilothermic. Their body is divisible into head and trunk, and most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. Tail may or may not be present. Their skin is smooth or rough, moist, pigmented, and glandular. Eyes have eyelids, and the tympanum represent the ear. Respiration is by gills, lungs, and through the skin. Heart is 3-chambered. See children, Till fishes, we have seen that there is a two-chambered heart. Amphibia, they possess three-chambered heart, two auricle and one ventricle. Kidneys are mesonephric. Sexes are separate and fertilization is external. They are oviparous and development is indirect. They show hibernation and aestivation. What is mean by hibernation and aestivation? Summer sleep is called hibernation. Winter sleep is called aestivation. What is summer sleep and winter sleep? It is nothing but summer sleep. During extreme summer, the animals cannot tolerate the heat, extreme heat. So they undergo rest and it lack a metabolic activity, and it is under the rest. During the summer it is called aestivation. During winter is called extreme winter, it is called winter sleep. Example: Purefoot toad, Rana frog, Hyla tree frog, Salamandra salamander, Ichthyopis lymphless amphibians. Next class, Reptilia. They are mostly terrestrial animals and their body is covered by dry and cornified skin with epidermal scales or scutes. Reptiles have three-chambered heart but four-chambered in crocodiles alone. See, crocodile also reptile only. Except crocodile, all other animals in the class reptiles possess only three-chambered heart. Crocodiles alone have four-chambered heart. All are cold-blooded, that is pykothermic only. Most reptiles lay cleidoic eggs. Cleidoic egg means what? The eggs are covered by shell-like birds with extra embryonic membranes like amnion, allantois, chorion and yolk sac. About this we will discuss in detail in the 12th standard reproductive lesson, children, about this extra embryonic membrane. Then excretion by metanephric. So far mesonephric. Both the fishes, amphibians, mesonephric kidney. Here in reptilia, reptilia, aves and mammals, metanephric kidney have taken place. And they are monoecious. Internal fertilization takes place and all are oviparous. Example, please go through the example, children. And next, mammalia. Class aves. Aves are commonly known as birds. The characteristic feature of aves is the presence of feathers and the ability to fly except for flightless birds. Example: ostrich, kiwi, penguin. The forelimbs are modified into wings and hind limbs are adapted for walking, running, swimming and perching. The skin is dry and devoid of glands except the oil glands or preen glands at the base of the tail. The exoskeleton consists of epidermal feathers, scales, claws on legs and the horny coverings on the beak. The endoskeleton is fully ossified and long bones are hollow with air cavity. This is a peculiar character of class Aves, children. Pneumatic bones. The pneumatic bones are present only in the birds. What is mean by pneumatic bones? The long bones with hollow air cavities to help to fly in the air and also reduce the body weight. Then the pectoral muscle of flight, pectoralis major and pectoralis minor are called pectoral muscles, are well developed for flight. Respiration is by a compact elastic spongy lungs that are continuous with air sacs to supplement respiration. Heart is four-chambered. Aves are homeothermic. Migration and parental care is well marked. Urinary bladder is absent. Sexes are separate with well marked sexual dimorphism. In males the testes are paired, but in females only left ovary is well developed while the right ovary is atrophied. Why the female possesses only one ovary? Because to reduce the weight to fly, one right ovary is atrophied. Why it has only one ovary in the left side. All birds are oviparous. Eggs are megalocecal and cleidoic. Fertilization is internal. Please go through the examples also, children. Next, in final, I am going to discuss with mammalia. They are found in variety of habitat. Their body is covered by hair, a unique features of mammals. Some of them are adapted to fly or live in water. Presence of mammary glands is the most unique feature. Underline, children. Mammary gland is present only in the class of mammals. They have two pairs of limbs adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming and flying. Their skin is glandular in nature, consisting of sweat glands, scent glands, and sebaceous glands. Exoskeleton includes horny epidermal horns, spiny scales, glass, nails, hooves, and bony terminal plates. Teeth are heterodont, thecodont, typodont. External ears are pinnae or present. Heart is four-chambered and possesses a left systematic arch. Mature RBCs are circular, biconcave, and non-nucleated. Mammals have a large brain when compared to other animals. They show greatest intelligence among all animals. Their kidney are metanephric and ureotelic. All are homeothermic. Sexes are separate and fertilization is internal. Example, oviparous mammal, only one ornithorhynchus, and viviparous mammal, others are what? Macropus kangaroo, Pteropus flying fox, Macaca monkey, Canis dog, Felis cat, Elephas elephant, Equus horse, Delphinus common dolphin, then Palinoptera blue whale, Panthera tigris tiger, Panther leo lion, Homo sapiens human, bos cattle. So these are the examples for what? Class Mammalia. Okay children, I completed this chapter with this. Next chapter we will continue in our next class. Hope this is the last class for this term. So next we are going to have your hotelier examination, and this two chapter will be the portion for you, and complete it thoroughly children. Do your hotelier examination well. And today's homework, difference between chordate and non-chordate, and flowchart for phylum Chordata. And next one is Mammalia, write the general characters of class Mammalia and also pieces. These are the 4 questions you will have as a homework children. Complete it and keep. Okay, bye. All the best for your hotelier examination. Bye.